What's up, my lovely love bug goodies? Welcome back to your girl channel and to our kitchen. This is a requested recipe based on volume 1. This is volume 2. How to make sweet and sour chicken in your kitchen, fast, easy and simple. I have the recipe up before, but the editing was out of this world, boring and annoying. I'm going to do this one over, okay? Now, if you are here watching me cooking for the very first time, make sure that you have subscribed, goodie. If you have not already subscribed, feel free to do so. Turn on that post notification settings, goodie, so you will always be reminded whenever your girl upload a brand new video. Now, without going any further, let's jump right into the recipe.
You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. Rastafari, why you turn your back on your brother when him need you? You don't remember the days and when him feed you. You know when no obligation but to owe him some respect. All you need to do is just give him one to get turn your back on your brother when him.
Okay, goodie. I'm gonna walk you through this recipe step by step. Even for beginners, if this is the first time cooking sweet and sour chicken, well, this is the recipe you need to go for. Now, I have my chicken thighs right there, boneless chicken thighs, and I'm using boneless chicken thighs because I find out that that is more the tenderest and the best part of the chicken to use when you're in fact making sweet and sour chicken this way. Okay, so all I did, I went ahead and I sliced my chicken thighs into thin strips. Okay, you want to make sure that your chicken strips is cut into really small strips, because once you dip that thing, it is going to expand and it's going to get way bigger than you think. So don't cut them big, just cut them as small as you can. Now, what I did after I got done cutting it though, I did give it a nice little rinse using my vinegar, lemon and salt to wash the chicken thoroughly, because I don't know how I feel about my chicken not being, no, we have to wash the chicken. It don't matter, wash your chicken. Right now, that is the pieces I desire. There you go. Chicken was clean, chicken was ready, and the chicken was ready to be seasoned. And I seasoned it really simple. All I did was put some salt on it, and I eyeball everything right here. I add some black pepper as well to it, and then I went in and added some onion powder and the garlic powder, because I'm keeping this thing recto, right? Now I did add some chicken seasoning. That's all I added to the chicken. I didn't want to over season it, just make it really simple. I'm just kind of just mix up everything simple and just kind of set it to the side. Okay, just set it to the side. Now, moving along, what I did here, I went ahead and added 1 cup of the all-purpose flour. Then I went in for my cornstarch, and to that all-purpose flour I added a 1/2 cup of that cornstarch. Right, so that is what you need. Then I added a tad bit of salt just to flavor up the mixture, not too much. Then I went in and added some black pepper to it as well to give it a kick of flavor, little tangy, so you know, black pepper. Then I went in with my baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder, and I added 1 teaspoon of that into that flour mixture. Then I went in with some cold water, and I just went in and mixed it all up in there. 1 cup of cold water to that mixture, and mix it up and blend it up until it was nice and smooth. You want to make sure that you get all the lumps out of it, because I see that baking powder that's in it is going to do some miracle alongside that everything else you put in there, the flour and all the other. Yes, it's gonna kick off some really miracles to that chicken once you put it into the mixture. So I went in and I added my chicken to it. And when I add my chicken to it, I kind of just dunked it all up in there and just pressed it into the flour mixture, and that is going to marinate for at least half an hour. I'm just leave it sitting into that mixture for half an hour. So I'm just come out my plastic wrap and just put it into a nice warm place in my kitchen, not cold place, nice and room temperature in my kitchen, and just allow it to sit for 30 minutes. Simple, right? Simple something. Yes, boom. Yeah. And then after 30 minutes, you could see where the baking powder and the flour and the thickening agent all clash together and see it forms little bubbles right there. The cornstarch, that's what it does when it starts those magic. That's what we want. Now moving along, I have a pot right there that have some oil in it, and the oil, you want to make sure you have enough oil and the oil is nice and hot, not overly hot. Then you want to put your chicken in to that oil, and you don't want to clutter it too much. You want to give that chicken some room to expand, because that baking powder is going to work its magic, so you want to have room for work the magic. So you go ahead and add your chicken in, and it does take a total of 6 minutes to fry evenly. Okay, so 3 minutes on one side, 3 minutes on the other side, 6 minutes total, and that chicken is done. It doesn't take that long to fry it when it's like that. So that's simple, right? Because goody, we want to make this thing here as simple as possible. More simple than I did it the first time. That recipe was good, but the editing, I hated the editing because I was just learning how to edit and all them things there, and honey, the editing wasn't going anywhere. Still I learned, but it's better than how it was before, right? But anyway, it was time to turn it, and it's nice and crispy on that side. Now you want to make sure that it's nice and golden brown, but if the extra golden brown is still fine, because you are going to dip it into that good sauce, right? But you want it to be crunchy. That's why you have to, in fact, use that cornstarch. The cornstarch is a trick to this recipe. If you don't use the cornstarch and you only say, well, I'm gonna have cornstarch, I'm only have flour, chances are your chicken is going to get soft and soggy in 2 minutes after it hit the sauce. You have to eat it immediately if you're just going to go with flour. Cornstarch, you could have it even the next day. It's still all crunchy and have flavor. So now that is what it looks like after it's fried, crispy and crunchy for 6 minutes. And that's my first batch. And I have to tell you, goody, this chicken, even though I use only 3 boneless chicken thighs, this recipe, about 5 people had dinner out of it. It made a lot. So that was very impressive, right? You could see right there how nice and crunchy and crispy it is. Make sure when you take it out of the pot, you put it on a paper towel to suck up some of that oil, okay? Now before you put your next batch in, you want to take out all of that built up, because you don't want to go ahead and throw chicken into that, and next thing you know, the chicken will start burning up and taste all funny. Then you place the second batch in, and I made a total of 3 batch. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you watch what I'm doing here without chatting out anything more until we finish up this thing. Okay, now you see how it's nice and crispy. That is exactly what we want to have. That is perfect. Now I'm going to be using my organic sweet bell pepper. Them bell pepper is so sweet. O to the M to the G. Do anything for clout, honey. They are so sweet. Now I'm adding onions to it, carrots and scallion. right? So that's what we're going for right there. So I'm going to show you guys how I get my onions ready for this thing, right? Ready. So all I do is cut it into 2 equal parts, then I cut it into 4. Well, cut it into squares like that. I don't want it to be chopped up. No, not for this recipe. You don't want it to be chopped into little dice pieces. No, you want it to be chunkified. Yeah, if there's such a word here, chunkified. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Then we'll cut up our scallions and carrots and all them other things. I gotta yes, cut them all up. Now my bell peppers didn't have much seed in it, but I still don't want any seed into my recipe, so I move those out of the mix. Now moving right along. Now I added my oil to that pot. Use whatever oil that you like. Then I added 1 tablespoon of garlic to it, and then I pour in all of my nice up veggies but I just chop up earlier on. We just go ahead and pour that in, and I allowed it to just spin up like that for about 2 minutes tops, because I don't want my vegetables to be overcooked. I want it to be crunchy when I'm eating my thing, right? Now it's good to have pineapple chunks to this recipe. My daughter went ahead and bought me the wrong thing. She got me crushed pineapple instead, but ain't no biggie, right? I can go ahead and use it same way. So I went ahead and I put my pineapple in there, the one where she buy me, I really like, but I'm not gonna use it. And we are going to allow that to sucked up with all that pineapple juice. You want to make sure that you put your pineapple juice, and I added 1 cup of pineapple juice into that thing, right? Flavor we are talking about. Then I added 1 1/3 cup of white sugar, granulated sugar, and 1 1/3 cup of ketchup. Make sure you put the ketchup to this. Then I add 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar to it. Now I also added 1 tablespoon of paprika, and then I added a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You could add more if you want, based on your taste buds, right? But me, I try to cut down on the salt business, over salt, so that's what I use, 1/2 teaspoon. Then I went ahead and mixed it all up in there. Now it's time to add my cornstarch, and I use 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I added some water to it and mixed it all in, and then poured it into the mixture. Pour it all up in there and mix it really well, okay? Now I do not like to use flour when I'm doing this particular part of the recipe. Cornstarch is best. Then I went in and just add a few drops of the red food coloring, because it is really strong. You don't want to over color this thing, so just a couple of drops. And then I mixed it all in, and I allowed it to cook for about 2 minutes tops. Then it was time to put my crispy, really crispy chicken into the mix and combine all the goodness of flavors together, because they are doing anything for clout right here, honey. I am telling you, these things are not playing. They do anything for clout right here, and I am not mad at them one bit. Best believe that. My kitchen was smelling oh so good, no joke. I was happy to do this recipe over, because the editing on my part 1 was not good, and I already know, okay? So that's why a girl is doing this over for you, and I'm doing it easy, fast, easy, and simple for anybody, right? Now you see that chicken right there, that me I talk about some crunchy business. The thing crunchy, hear me I tell you? Me nah play crunchy. That's why you have to use a cornstarch to do this, right? Now look at this bowl. Now look at this. This is off the chain goodness. I'm gonna put it on a plate, but before I do that, Make sure that you have subscribed to the channel and turn the notifications on. It's always some good recipes all up over here. Always up over here. While you're doing that, make sure that you also subscribe to my other channel, Life as Juliana. All of my vegan recipes are go over there, and all the things that I love to do besides cooking here will be over there. So make sure you subscribe and turn your notification for that as well. Alright? Triggers and love, man. We are waiting for subscribe. Now my food is on the plate, boo, and my mouth is watering up because I know this is some good sweet and sour chicken, extra crispy sweet and sour chicken right here, boo, on the table, like boop, right there in the face. Now tell me something. Now tell me, said that is some good sweet and sour chicken. No, look on the tip, yo, goodie. When I tell you this crunchy thing is crunchy, munchy, lunchy, us good, full of goodness, me not play, right? Me not play now. Look pan that. That is some crunchy chicken right there, and you are going to love this recipe. You hear me? I tell you. No joke, you will love it. Make sure you love the recipe now. Make sure that you share all the recipe with the friends and your family and your neighbor and the man up the street and the girl around the road. Share it. Now, tell me what you like to have me cooking next in my kitchen. And as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy! I'm gonna let this cook for a good 30 minutes on medium heat. Cover it up nice and make it simmer. And when it's done simmer, it's time for we eat. So see you back in a few minutes.
So this is in with your foundation, full coverage, you know, like bam. And last but not least, the last thing I tend to go for in my makeup collection is this palette right here. Let me show you what this baby looks like. It has a whole bunch of concealers. I believe it's $10 for this palette.